Gonna work this time.
Discard your worthless destiny.
Oh, discard something, right? Video on YouTube. Better control, I think. Still waiting for it to load in. I want to make sure that I can get the volume right, because I want to do a little something fresh before we get into the game. Okay, is good. But there is also something else that I want to do before I open up the Acheron, maybe not for her life. Purchasing here horribly convenient, by which I mean that you can basically do it in one button, 2 clicks, but that's still downright ridiculous. Okay, I need to go into options. And for now, mute my game volume. Let's come over here. So, how are you doing, Internet? I'm B-Nuts. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Honkai Star Rail. We're going to do some quick streaming before April Fool's ends. Also, happy April Fool's. There will be no pranks today. The first thing that I want to do, because it's Acheron, is a bit of an exploration of Kyoto and Cleave upon the Transit World, as well as her trailer, Hopefully that will provide a little bit of good luck for actually pulling for her. And yes, I have seen this before. I wanted to kind of explore what this means first and watch it, I guess, afterwards. And we'll start with the lore that's down here. The dual planets were intertwined in each other's tragic destiny. And a dead song was scattered among the cave where light hid. The song had no beginning and no end, and no sound and no echo, came with no singer, heard by none. It thus uttered Tamahagara, Takamagahara, endless like Izumo, for it was a paradise perfect in its place. Yet the sky turned dark, and the great sun pulled the tides, and the kami left numerous trails as if migrating. The Yayuzoru no Magakami manifested and slaughtered without mercy, yet little did they expect their peerless authority to be stolen and taken, and, well, used against them. Izumo broke 70,033 warriors' blades, forging majestic sentinels 12 in number. First truth, forged from the slain sovereign of revelation, allowed mortals to comprehend laws and order, to dissect all things, and to recreate miracles. In other words, reason, or true reason. Second, sky. Well, in the Japanese, it was the Herrscher of the sky, Sora, or void. Forged from the slain eternal zenith. It turned the sky into walls and fortresses and post obstacles for the Magatsu no Murakami steps. Third, howl, or wind, or like howl, thunder. Summon lightning to tear the sky, from the almighty thunder. Summon lightning to tear the sky, showing meteors, and thunder dealt divine justice. Fourth is mist or wind, forged from the slain Everbreath. Make winds break and shear the land, for gales to rage forever unceasing. Fifth, frost, ice. For slain heaven's winter cloak could freeze and still the very order of time, create boundless frozen wastes and stretch one moment into eternity. It could even phrase time. Sixth was fate, forged from the slain spurned sister of mortality. It could make flowers bloom and cover barren graves, for life and death to dance in a cycle and dissipate. Seems more like the life part of rebirth, perhaps. Or life and death, they're paired anyway. What was a bit different? Anyway, seventh, flare, or fire, or flame. Forged from the slain Flamebringer, could be summoned fires to burn down the very world, to torch the skies, and to char the earth. Herrscher flame. Eighth was thought, forged from the slain wisdom supreme, could discern the past and future with the mirror, water, tell truth from lies over years beyond reckoning. Sentience. Ninth was root, forged from the slain father of lands, could command islands to float into the heavens, for mountains and valleys to burst before armies. So that would be rush of stars or gravity. Or out. 10th was form, forged from the slain Netherlord, could make the masses join in unity, for endless forms to ebb and flow as one. So Herrscher of domination, or the Legion Herrscher. 11th, bind, forged from the slain Omen Ward, it drove misfortune into a binding cage for evil and demons to instantly vanish. Herrscher binding, which in the current eras, that place was taken by Auto-Apocalypse. 12th is Ma, forged from the slain Woes 80, corrode and age the very mortal world and make equal Kami and Oni, leaving an entity's four souls be sundered in twain. Herrscher of corruption. Then the underworld was cleared out and wars called to a halt. As it ended, 12 blades broken and locked. Kind of interesting because the narration otherwise seems to indicate that they were shattered in battle. In emptiness, the dead souls grew restless and under the black sun. Noticing that, 2 blades were forged as bearers of the world's destiny. One was origin, the other end, for all began with humanity and shall end with only kind. The sounds of lamentation ceased, and the dead flowers rose and fell. Losers returned to the void, and the winners became null. The hobbling monk sang the song without a tune, for those who hold the power of kami are walking backwards toward divinity. Witnessed by the great sun, the land once named Izumo became completely devoid of humans, oni, and kami. With nothing left there, except for Izumo, the land itself, I guess. A bit different in this narration. Anyway, we're looking at the Japanese version because it has this fellow voicing Jiragi Oni, and then the maiden later known as Acheron. Well, if you know, then you know, right? It's going to be fairly obvious who these are, regardless. I just want to make sure things are okay. Make sure I have desktop audio capturing. And make sure that the sound is coming across when it comes across. Hang on, let me restart it. It wasn't at full volume. That's definitely Kevin.
遠い昔、八百万の神が降臨し、人々を害したからだ。世を救うため、出雲は折れた
The horns, of
7万
course.
33本を持って、よもりの刀、12振りを作った。
I want to pause it here because that looks like an advanced civilization. And the fact that Izumo is forging the blades, well, it makes for an easy comparison between Izumo and Mu, the civilization that the Fire Moths and the Flame Chasers belong to, because they had the technology advanced enough to forge the divine keys in the case of Mu, and the sentinels in the case of Izumo.
12振りを作った。その1、
And here we go. Makoto
神
Truth.
の神のムクロで作られ、人に断りを見せ、奇跡を再構築する。その2、天。
And, or Sora.
雨の常立ちの御事のムクロで作られ、魔月の神々が通り抜けられない壁を築く。その3、明。
May?
空を裂き、
Holocron.
海底で天罰を下す。その4、嵐。
She?
風雨を荒れ狂わせ、
That's
大
wind.
地を砕く。その後、そう。
So?
すぐには消えない塔。その6、命。
Inochi or life?
無点する生と死。そして、烈、核、
Let's see.
礎、戦、即、食、12振
Shinku.
りの刀を
Shinku.
使い私たちは明日への期待を胸に勝利を収めていった。
それらすべてが折れるまで。
And that would have implied to me that they were broken in battle, but the description seems to say that they were broken down because there was no longer a need for them at that time. Also, you notice the black outline around the sun here. If we go back, it just looks red. It looks like a setting sun.
勝利を収めていった。
それらすべてが折れるまで。
Until then.
勝利の代価はこの世のすべて。
And then this would seem to indicate that even May, and yes, I'm going to call her May here, even her companions got turned against her afterwards, the way the Honkai tends to corrupt people into zombies or beasts. Same sort of thing happening here, my guess.
勝利の代価は
And that leaves her fighting on her
す
own.
べて。そして最後にはそのすべても底を尽きた。出雲は折れた12振りの刀で容易の刀2振りを作った。
Reforged again.
始まりと
Origin. Hachimata, the beginning,
終わり
and Ori, the end.
7万47振りの中で出雲を救えるのは一振りだけだが君も僕も知っていたそんな救いはなく明日など存在しないと
That's a lot like what Kevin says in the Elysian Realm concept trailer, the first one. Alicia says, Kevin, not only heroes can save the world, they're called heroes because they save the world. And he says, but the world cannot be saved. But even still, we must be heroes. So, Kevin in Honkai Impact 3rd is even a little bit more optimistic or realistic. He says that they have to try anyway. This version of Kevin is saying there's no way it's going to happen.
人類は神々に抗いついには自らを悪鬼へと変えた
On your end.
全てをかけながら僕たちが手にしたのは二つの世界の破滅だ
And right there, she defeats the end.
昔は出雲のように美しい場所
And then both blades break. Maybe interesting to note that we don't actually know. We can only really guess it. Well, first of all, here Mei is fighting, whereas in Mu, she was a researcher and scientist. She was coming up with the divine keys. But here, well, we don't know whether or not she was forging the sentinels, but we do know that she's fighting. And she's fighting for a long time, so much so that part of it she has to fight on her own because of her companions being gone. But the swords themselves, they had been forged from the defeated kami, just like with the divine keys being forged from the cores of defeated Hershers. Yet here, she's taken origin and used it to defeat End. Sword, not a kami. This would go along with, and you would need to be familiar with Honkai Impact to know this. Kevin stealing the authority of the End and putting it in himself, basically, to prevent a true kami of the End, or Hirsch of the End, from manifesting. And then he waits for the heroes to come and defeat him, which is what happened here as well. So I'm pretty sure this world's Kevin became End, and then Mei attacked to defeat him, and in the process also broke Origin. And that's what happened here.
だったのだろうそれで
And now the swords are broken.
理由は覚えて
And
い
he's
るか
asking why.
一つの嘘と存在しない終点のため私たちはとうにその影に足を踏み入れた
You might think it's an ending series of battles because that's all she's known for who knows however long. And now she's looking at the Dark Sun, or perhaps it's Ix, and seeing the threat that it presents to whatever remains of Izumo. And so now she's turning her blade on Ix.
もう後戻りができない最後の刀が作られる
Last blade life, which is what she's making now with her blood. This is life with her own power. But then when she tries to slash Ix with her sword, Mei gets changed into Acheron, and the blade life gets changed into naught. This is what I believe is happening. And this is the entire history that we just saw. Everything here was everything that was narrated. You got wind, you've got frost.
のように儚いとしても、そ
And it gets swallowed up by Ix. The entire history, the entire world, everything that there was.
れでも
And yet there does seem to be a hint of hope in what she's saying. Hopefully there's hope. Anyway, I would hate for it to be a hopeless situation. But I think that's what it was. Shiraga Oni is the name of Kevin here. I wonder why they called him Oni, though. No one's going to really remember that unless he comes back in the narrative, though. Now, go back and see. Because the other part that I wanted to show was Acheron's trailer. And I'll do it in English. I just want to make sure I'm getting that. Yes. So that should work, hopefully.
Apply your color.
And by the way, the ad for Your Color is also on the HSR channel. Sparkle. Illusory Blade.
Either way, dusk's reign.
It is really hard to see there, but I've heard that it says they're self-annihilator.
Dusk's reign. It too shall.
Yeah, it does. It really does say self-annihilator over here, which is really hard to see. And only for an instant.
What did you say?
You hear the double voices when they talk.
Our existence is fleeting as dawn's dew. Destined for oblivion.
Acheron's like, meh, doesn't matter. I will cut through all.
Still waters of oblivion, I guide the wandering souls. I weep for the departed.
God damn, how cool is she?
Bring forth the gleam of old blades. Restore this lost memory. Apply your color. I've seen her before.
Find me. Find me. Your end, my origin.
All that is past has returned to nihility.
Meaning it's still there somewhere?
Like tears eventually disappear in the rain.
That's just awesome, man. And the music.
There is nowhere to go but forward.
Is it here? Yeah, just for an instant. Right. Yeah, I can go back. There's her falling that we just saw in Kyoden. Her kneeling before she gets up with Origin. I'm assuming. Though it seems like it disappears, right? And the gate. We saw all that in Kyoden. And she just causes the illusion to go hoo, hoo. That's how powerful she is.
Apply your color.
Back to reality.
Find me.
Right from that. Both the ending there and parts for Godin might seem to indicate that, or at least it does to me, it indicates that there is something that she's looking for. Oh wait, it's window. Sorry. I've got it right there. So I'm pretty sure she's looking for something, and in the preview it said life and it said finality. In some cases, finality would be Kiana, right? But life, since Celia is not a Hersher or Kami, might refer to someone else, I guess. But in any case, I'm going to keep going along this. Actually, I wanted to start now by pulling for Acheron. And try to get Acheron and her light cone. And hopefully I have everything that I need to get her. So let's get started. I think it's appropriate to do it within the dream world realm, kind of. No luck there. And I'm not using my red shirt today because... Ooh, Pella. It has never really given me luck before after like the first one time or the second time. Other than that, I have lost the 50-50 every single time. Indelible promises? That's neat. Actually, I think... Oh. That's pretty early. But have I lost the 50-50? For one. I'll be looking for the nihility symbol. Oh, not Bailu. Oh, I guess I can't even really be mad because at least it was early. And another pillar. Well, now we know at least that I'm guaranteed. And it was only 40 in. Nope. Oh wait, it was 20 in. So I should still be able to go after the light cone, even though I lost the 50-50 just now. Under the blue sky. I'm pretty sure I had that one already. Yes. Early? Not early? Darn. I can close the window that I had the trailer on now. I'll save Rondo for another time. Dunhung. But not ill. Not Dano. We're still on the crystals that I had earned since pulling Sparkle. Those were a lot of arrows. Wordplay, I'm pretty sure I have a lot of that. I guess there's one more 10 pull of the non-spend before I get into the spending territory. You're really wanting my savings to go to nihility, huh? Another Dan? Ooh, QQ. I'm pretty sure they're maxed. It's a shame there's no spending event in HSR the way there is in Honkai Impact. Ooh, Gallagher. I guess that's a good sign. Finally getting one of the new characters. And will this be? Nope. Maybe I'll get more Gallagher. As opposed to Pella or Dan Hung. Although I do need to build Pella, don't I? He's very good in an Acheron team. Another Gallagher. I guess it decided that I've had enough of Pella. I should be... Well, there it is. The only question is, who am I getting alongside of her? The Gallagher. There's Acheron. May comes home. That's cool. Okay, make sure that I'm on the correct one for this. And let's see if I can win the 75-25. I know it's not necessary to get her signature like clone, but it does boost her significantly. Oh, good night and sleep well is good too. Specifically on Acheron. And subscribe for more. Wait, did I already have one of those? I must have. Because it didn't mark it as new. I don't have Market, and I don't have Sweaty Pearls. Which Sweaty Pearls works on Pela. So I'm not sure if that comes from the MOC shop. I'll look it up later. Rasta? Character on weapons. And nope. don't even know if I'm gonna get to start the story before I have to sign off. Is that it? Oops. I recently clicked on one of them. Not great on here. Not since I got good night and sleep well. I must be approaching pity. Another good night and sleep well. I'm on the right banner. I should probably go to singles after this. I've got at least an R2 good night. A lot of post-op. I wonder if that's good on Gallagher. Well, actually, I can get the shards. Oh. Nope. What? Oh, it was that. I thought it was a different message. Void. Natasha? Seriously? I'm tired of this. Nope. Come on. Nope. Okay, it has to be on this set, I think. I'll just do the 10 faster. Oop. Was I right or was I right? And the 75-25 is much easier to win. What? Seriously? I mean, it's a good light cone, but it's not the one that I was after. Can I get it back to back? What was this one? Oh, another good night. I might end up with R5 Goodnight. Well, I guess I can't be mad about getting it 20 after. So it does kind of prove the point that I am just very, very unlucky. Look. Wasn't expecting her. Well, at least I got me an Acheron. I do need to do some serious building. Oh, where is Pela? Oh, she's over here. So I've got her at 50. I need her at least at 70. But I'll worry about getting her materials later. Let's see how Danny is. Oh, E6. Closely triggered by skill reduces the enemy's speed by an extra 8%.
You mustn't cling to the past.
You can't tell me you don't cling to the past. Wait, I already had a copy of her?
The life of the videoterer is like a dream.
After ultimate, Bailu's outgoing healing increases by an additional 15% for 2 turns. I haven't even built her at all. See, she's level 1. Let's grab Gallagher first. Because I'm pretty sure I got like 2 of them. When entering the battle, Gallagher regenerates 20 energy and increases effect res by 50%.
Careful. Don't get too lost in those sweet dreams.
In Lion's Tail, when using the skill, removes 1 debuff from the target ally. Same time increases their effect res by 30%, lasting for 2 turns.
Careful. Don't get too lost in those sweet dreams.
What do his traces work off of? He's sodded. Fire damage. And it has to do with break, so break effect would be good. There is attack, but that's basic. But his healing doesn't seem to be dependent on that, on his attack. Just that he has to attack to make the heal. So what is it going to recommend here? Outgoing healing when using skill regenerates energy. Like there's outgoing healing. That's even kind of good. energy radiation and outgoing healing. So that would even be boosted because of the way he works. That's good for a traditional healer. Break effect. It's kind of confusing, isn't it? I think shared feeling would work well with him. Either post-op or shared feeling would be good to use with him. This one is good, but it depends a lot on basic attack. I'm not sure how much you're going to use that, as opposed to, say, skill or ultimate. I'm going to give him that for now. Let's see what gear it gives him. Just the normal healer? I don't know about that, but I'm gonna focus on Acheron right now. And of course, equip her own. I should probably actually level her up first, though, right? As much as I can. Obviously, I couldn't get everything that I'm going to need to
Never
ascend
turn
it.
back. The path behind is gone.
I can get her to 40 easily enough, but afterwards,
Never turn back. The path behind is gone.
need some of this, huh? And then get it here, yeah. Which button to quickly view materials from the same series? Oh, so I can go down, up and down the list. Huh. That's pretty good. How many did I need? I need one for that.
Never turn back. The path behind is gone.
Oh, all the way up to 70, which is the max I can do at my current Trailblaze level. And let's go like that. Two or more, one or two LED characters of the theme damage dealt increases to
Another blank canvas.
3 more of these. Oh, it automatically does it if it knows that I want it. That's cool. I wonder if they'll arrange for auto-synthesize then. When battle starts, immediately gains 5 points of slash stream and applies 5 stacks of crimson knot to a random enemy. When slash stream reaches the upper limit, for every point that exceeds, gain 1 stack of quadrivalent ascendants, enables ascendants to stack up to 3 times.
Another blank canvas.
I definitely want to make sure I don't need the stuff at lower levels first. So basic attack I don't need to work on. Just talents, I guess. Talent, ultimate skill. How much is that going to increase it? Not much. Only by 1. Let's get ultimate up. Nope. That is a very good quality of life improvement. So now I can go down here. Let's do about that. Make that many more of them. And then I can make 12 of them for now. That's as high as I can take that. And this is the skill. I do want to increase that. Need one of these. As well as one more of these. I'm sure I'll need more of them as well. Five more. Although I'm sure I'll need a lot more than just 5. Let's do 12. I'm sure I'll need more. And just go ahead and make 9. That's as high as I can make that. I know they generally say not to, but I'll do it to yes there. All don't really need this to be higher. It only increases that by 1 per. It does reduce it. So that is pretty useful. Only up to 16%. And for 4, I need like probably no, more anyway. How many did I need? 2. And that's as high as I can take that. And do some extras, but I probably should save those. I will go back to the light cone. Need a lot of these. Oh, it's not just going to do it automatically for me? Need 5 of these. And then 6 of these. That's pretty good. And then for relics, I don't know if effect hit rate is really any use. Even speed is. Which is the higher crit rate? They're both the same. I'm gonna do the one that also has attack. Defense? Really? Eh. Not really that impressive. Attack, defense. Maybe that one? Ooh, this one has crit rate and crit damage. What does speed do for Acheron? Oh, that would allow her to attack more often. And as long as she attacks more often, she gets a chance to do more of her own debuffs. And the other crit rate one, it has double attack on it. It does make it pretty easy to, well, to get things leveled and set, which is definitely welcome. You need attack, not speed boots, but the other substats are also not great. Even though those are speed boots, it still has break effect and attack on it. I could try either. See what happens. If it doesn't enhance attack enough, that seems fine to me. I only have 3 of these. And they're not the stats that I need for that. What if I go to the 4-star ones? Which I'm sure I have. Well, that one has a lightning. Really? HP? I'll have to farm more, of course. But it's a pretty good start, I would say. And the maximum on those is plus 12. We need Penacony. I forgot what the rope looks like. Not Talia. Not Skulum. Those. Well, I know I have some. I've got two. Isn't it this one? No. It's not redolent. Not Penacony. Ah, it's this one. And this is the only one that I have. Using those GENSHIN. Not want to enhance that at all. And those ones aren't great either. At least I can use the effect and farm more. Now that is going to have to do for now. What have I got? Speed is 134. Bit rate, pretty basic, but that is kind of what you want to aim for as far as that goes. Here I didn't put any because, well, she has no energy. It's a good start. Not great, but good start. I don't even know if I can really start the story. Well, maybe I'll get a bit into it. And I also saw something here. Gotta go into the team setup if I want to use her. Well, if I want to use Acheron, I'm going to want Nihility. Even she can work. Well, Sparkle works too. Oh, it's the debuffs that you really want. Sometimes Vault can work, but I usually work with Locha. Let's try Sparkle. What did I do? Sparkle, Acheron. Yeah. It's the 3, isn't it? That's the issue. No, that's one other ability with her. Do this for now. I'm not going to be able to get far in the story if I start it now, though. That's the only thing. I think maybe I should build Gallagher instead. I can start it a bit. I am curious as to what Aventurine has to say in order to explain what he did. I'll play for a bit. Although I don't expect to get very far. Well, let's see how you explain things to us, shall we?
Ah, friend. My expression wasn't much better than yours when I first saw this.
What do you mean when you saw it?
Your eyes aren't deceiving you. It's her. The famous singer, Robin.
How and why? How is that possible?
Well, first of all, can I just say that this had nothing to do with me?
Are you sure?
I'm just an unlucky bystander here. The family can testify for me. If you don't believe me, just ask anyone in the Bloodhound family. They hate me and they hate the IPC, so they'd never lie.
Not sure your reason tracks.
This is not where the crime happened. What I showed you was a memory. The most basic light cone manifesting tech. Authorized by the Garden of Recollection and owned by the IPC.
Right, I forgot that Lycons were memories manifest.
Did you really think the Galaxy Rangers were outsiders this whole time?
Didn't really have much thought on the Galaxy Rangers, to be honest.
Penacony has made a solemn commitment to protect the safety of anyone inside a family dream. Any person in distress will be forcibly awakened and safely returned to reality.
But what about in the deeper layers?
What gives them the confidence to make such conclusive statements? Because behind this promise is the harmony. The family's Dreamweavers link up their minds together to construct an unbreakable defensive line.
Dreamweaver? Missile team?
Breaking through this line of defense to create death in the dreamscape. Not even a memo keeper could do that without the family's permission.
And you brought up the Galaxy Rangers why earlier?
Who could have done it, friend? The only one is her. The girl who calls herself a Galaxy Ranger. An imposter. An unsought guest. An emanator who hides her true identity.
Except she has no motive.
Ifrit's death was a foregone conclusion. And Robin? Her misfortune was staring right at her.
What do you mean?
Who will be the next to die?
You really haven't explained anything. If that's the case, I can't trust anyone.
It's fine. Listen to your gut. Building trust always takes time, and I'm willing to wait. I just hope you realize that wherever that legacy is concerned, covert plans are already underway throughout Penacony. Everyone's got their own agenda.
And this agenda has something to do with Robin dying?
Careful you don't get stuck on the wrong side. If I were you, I'd keep my distance from Acheron. After all, any schemes out in the open are always going to be better than a monster in the shadows, right?
Schemes don't really go in the open. Besides, Acheron is one of the safer people.
Who's to say there isn't an even deeper conspiracy lurking beneath the surface?
Well, I'm sure there is. You already know that the IPC wants to retake control of Penacony. And I have a theory that Something Unto Death is kind of like a leftover security system from the days when they did control the penal colony.
Memo Keeper, I think our little deal is finished.
You want her to buzz off?
Aventurine is telling the truth. This memory is a real one, and there's no sign of any distortion grafting on.
Whose memory is it,
The
though?
IPC is not the Garden, and there are real limits to what they can actually do. But you know all this. Friend, let's not beat around the bush here. The thing is, I want to reach out personally to team up with the Astral Express.
I don't trust her like you.
I told you, I'm just not interested in scrambling for the legacy. I just came to Penacony for work. I'm here to retrieve some lost property for the IPC, if you catch my drift. I'm talking ownership of this frontier prison.
I'm sure the family won't agree with
This
you.
has all become a bad debt thanks to the cancer of all worlds. The IPC has tried sitting down for negotiations time and again, but the family wouldn't even take our calls.
You ran because of the Stellan. What makes you think you have any right to this
You
place?
have no idea how difficult these people are to deal with. Put it this way. They've hushed up the existence of death before, so they can definitely cover up any news about Robin's death.
How? She has public appearances.
It'll just quietly float off like a bubble and pop. Nobody ever being the wiser.
Again, she has public
That's
appearances.
not fair, right? So then, friend, I need your help.
Something on right now. I can't trust you. What kind of help?
I have but only one goal. The family's front door is like a high wall, and to tear the whole thing down, I'll have to dig out a few chunks first. Once I find a weak point, the IPC will have plenty of means.
Don't you think Robin's
Now we
death
have
is
our
already a weak
chance.
point?
So long as we can get to the truth behind her death, we can have justice for Robin. While also gaining a valuable bargaining chip for bringing the family to the table. Truly a once-in-a-blue-moon opportunity. I've been investigating and making lots of friends all over Penacony precisely for this very moment. This tragic news would be extremely bad for the family, so they'll be doing everything they can to stop it leaking, especially to the IPC. But I trust that there are still a few factions that remain exceptions, and that's why I need you all. The reputation of the Astral Express precedes you, and the Harmony will give you the fairest of appraisals. You get to find out really what happened and seek justice, and I get to put it toward completing my mission for the IPC. It's what you call a win-win situation.
What's to stop me investigating on my own? And to take advantage of the family's trust in us. The Nameless would never associate with IPC. A decision like this is way above my pay grade.
Don't worry, just head back and talk things over with your companions. That navigator is really smart. She must understand the value of this deal. Look, here's my contact details. If you come to any conclusions, call me. Oh, and take this. A thorough investigation can always use a little more funding. Don't mention it. So long, friend. I really am looking forward to uncovering the truth about death with everyone.
Aventurine just sauntered off. He really doesn't mean to force it, but something still seems off.
Everything is
What
off.
now? What are your plans?
Black Swan. What is she thinking?
She doesn't draw her sword when she slashes this way. There are origami birds in those pictures, but I can't interact with them.
On the surface, this doesn't look like a bad deal for you. But Aventurine is a shrewd merchant whose scheme won't just be as simple as it appears to be.
I trusted it wouldn't.
He doesn't know about Miss Firefly yet. But, judging by your reaction, he may have noticed something going on, and deliberately shifted topics to the truth of death, to try and pull you in line with his way of thinking. That's quick thinking and very sound logic. Aventurine is no fool, and working with him definitely has its dangers.
Nameless cannot turn a blind eye to evil, but for Firefly's sake we must get to the bottom. Playing it safe seems to be the smarter move, or can I toss a die and let it decide for me?
Insofar as things are presently concerned, yes. But what about the long term? Anyway, be careful out there. There's more than one way to blaze a trail. In a dark forest beset by wolves, ensuring your own escape to safety should be your primary concern. As for the other questions,
Did death kill
I'm not
Robin?
sure the two cases were committed by the same culprit, but that massive wound looked like its winged blade. We've all witnessed it in action before. Plus, it seems unlikely that there would be two lethal entities loose in the dreamscape.
Do you think this is connected to
Sorry,
Acheron?
I can't answer that question. That ranger is shrouded in mystery. I'm afraid no one is capable of providing an answer.
Tried looking into her past and got hunted
But
instead.
without a doubt, she is the most special guest at this banquet. It's like Aventurine said just then. It's best to keep your distance from her.
Only if you're a threat to her or Izumo. Have you noticed anything else
Two
unusual?
victims appearing one after the other in a very short time span, in and of itself, that's very unusual. Two possibilities. the collapse of Penacony's dreamscape has started speeding up, making death extremely agitated and weakening the family's protections. Or everything has been planned out and executed by someone.
How about the second in order for the first to happen?
If someone has chosen these victims deliberately, first a smuggler,
Smuggler?
then a family celebrity,
Not a stowaway?
then this murderer's motives are worth thoroughly chewing over.
If she's a smuggler, what did she smuggle in?
It's all happened so quickly, I can only make conjecture. After leaving here, go have a chat with your companions. I hope you can clarify the source of this confusion.
There's even more confusion though.
Come, this way. It's a short walk. Don't get lost.
I don't get lost, unlike Acheron. I'm gonna check something really fast. Okay, still good. Oh, one other thing should do. There we go. I've replaced wrong May with the right May. I heard a bird. Oh, of course, it's the one over here. More of these guys down. This is near where we fought Sam, right? But that certain item shouldn't be on the ground. Yes.
This way. This is where we part ways. All of this is like a nightmare.
It's not comforting.
Unfortunately, the remembrance doesn't lie. What we just saw is the reality that happened, and it won't fade from our minds just because we wake up. But follow your heart and don't be afraid. We all walk through this world casting shadows of different lengths, and ultimately, all we leave behind are precious memories. Hold on just a sec.
Can you at least tell me whose memory that was? And it's just the root of you leaving a cool sensation.
There
Something.
you go. A small parting gift. If one day you unfortunately fall into the deep waters of the memory zone and there's no memo keeper to join you, hopefully it can guide you on my behalf. I also pay great attention to the ways of the world. Just think of this as an apology from me for hiding something from you.
You were doing a job. Thinking, I guess.
I've something private to take care of regarding that Galaxy Ranger. Let's leave things there, shall we? What fascinating memories will you bring for me next time we meet? I sincerely look forward to them.
And I know many trees. of chaos ponders who inadvertently encountered the nihility. They attempted to resist meaningless destiny and tried to prove to the Aeon there was meaning behind the existence of all things. They're trying to disprove X. But in a way, that too would be a method of following the path of nihility, not being self-annihilators like Acheron. I can go a bit longer, I think. There were updates for OBS as well as the NVIDIA drivers, but I didn't want to delay streaming any further in case I had any issues like the last time. You still at a hotel in the dreamscape? Anna. I'm done. Where should we meet? Anna, it's great that you're safe. That lady didn't do anything bad, did she? Sorry about what happened to Firefly. The scene has been cordoned off by the family. We're wrapping up negotiations with some delegates. Let's meet somewhere near the Clocky statue later. Have you run into trouble? We got separated in the memory zone, but Brianna is with the memo keeper. So antsy. Well, Marge, stay calm. Do I need to get off the express and help? Not at the moment. Just let me know if you need me. Every hotel in the real world is very calm. Not much is happening.
A family rep. Is Himiko okay?
Yes, that's a side quest.
Well, isn't this a dream? Why am I still so short?
You would have slashed that. I forgot there's no stamina, so I should just be able to run.
So much has happened. I should take a moment to gather my thoughts and wait for everyone to arrive.
I still think there are a lot of questions that we weren't able to ask either Black Swan or Aventurine. And note that neither are using their real names. I still don't think that Robin and Firefly are actually dead. And if it's something unto death, what it does is it puts the people it counters, their souls, into sepulchres. But you can get them out, at least in combat. I'm gonna go deep in memories on by hitting them enough. All we have to do is find the sepulchres. Ooh.
Now, Ranger.
Do you still dream, Hunter? Of those slain by your hand?
Years ago, the Everflame Mansion. She still doesn't draw her blade.
It appears the outcome has already been determined.
We're still alive. As are you. We still have room to make a choice. Leave the music box behind, and then go.
Choice. The bloody trail of the destruction leaves no room for hesitation.
The Taurus Fire Demon. Even if you sacrifice your life for that Eon, you won't get special treatment.
Ranger, you tread the narrow path of the hunt. You could never understand.
He's not the hunt.
We come from the fire and are born bathed in fire. We spread, burn, and destroy.
Yeah, good.
Forms the entire life of a fire demon. From the beginning to the end. We are born to die just to put into practice a profile of another universal truth. All things are created for the destruction.
Your companions
Only
don't
for fire
think
demons.
so. They fight for your chance at survival.
They are my children, and just as I was, they are flames that have yet to burn white hot. They're still young, and I don't blame them. But my flames are faint, and time is running out. Can you see the planet of festivities in the distance? I plan to bring Purgatory with me there, and before that, I must surpass you.
You're no Hersher of the Flame.
Why?
Because on the path they have forged, you have traveled farther than I have, Emanator. You cannot hide your true identity. Draw that sword, for we shall indeed remain here, bound to fight a decisive battle to the death, for I choose this.
She tried to warn you.
Destruction is intense, but brief. To cravenly cling to life is to endure an endlessly prolonged existence.
Even if the answer turns out to be your own destruction.
What is important is not the answer, but that it exists, just as you exist. Everything exists to be destroyed. Emanators are no different.
Nihility isn't exactly destruction.
Just
Not the same as you think.
Sweet dreams may be born of the void. The so-called impossible is merely something that is yet to happen.
And that's the first smart thing that you've said.
All right. I accept.
You shall witness the most brilliant and
No, that's Judgment of Shamash.
existence. May this flame illuminate the farthest reaches of your bottomless dream.
A bottomless dream. Yes, that's right. But you've made one small mistake. This blade remains in its scabbard not out of pity or scorn. It's a personal secret that I don't want to disclose, but Perhaps out of reciprocity.
She says this as her hand gently rests on the hilt of the sword.
I'll reveal the truth to you. The hunt is not the path I truly follow. May death be the end of your boundless dream, guiding you back to the waking world. I still see them in my dreams. Hold it. Your time hasn't come yet.
It always seems to be trying to warn others off.
I've seen many clever disguises that can conceal appearances. But they can never cover up who a person really is. And you're no different.
Disguises for Sam?
You had no desire to kill the Trailblazer. You only did what you did to drive me and the Memo Keeper away, but... why? Did Destiny's slave make you do it?
Elio?
You know, Elio.
I thought this is just the kind of thing that'd get written into your script.
My script has always been brief. Other than that, anything beyond that is unnecessary. He knows my nature. There is but a single destiny from which no one can escape. And until then, I hold the privilege of choice.
Neat looking sport suit, except shoulders are way too big for my taste.
However, you appear to be ignorant of this, so it's time for me to inquire. Who exactly are you?
Not your enemy, perhaps.
That's not what I asked.
I don't deserve your curiosity. Loners wandering the cosmos always have their secrets. Take me. I'm wanted by the IPC, so it's little wonder that I know something about the Stellaron Hunters. That's all.
Why is she wanted by the IPC in particular?
Maybe I can help.
You want to help, Sam?
What reason would you have for doing that?
Not wanting to kill, for one?
I tend to forget things. Which is why, rather than memories, I'm accustomed to using my emotions to capture what I normally wouldn't otherwise. So, I know who is inside that cold armor. How about it? Ready to take off that armor and sit down for a talk?
You definitely prefer talking over a fight.
It's not yet time. I don't need help, but I can give you a suggestion that would make things better for you and me. If your goal is the Watchmaker's legacy, then go look into the family. Not only are they covering up the existence of death, but they're burying the past and the truth about what happens inside the dreamscape.
Looks like you found some stuff in your investigations.
Already on it.
And the Astral Express is no enemy of yours.
Of course
I
not.
know that. I just never expected to hear you say it. What's next, then? The Trailblazer's been taken by Black Swan. Will you go look for her?
No need for that. No harm in mentioning that Elio's only given me one instruction. Get all of the Astral Express to track down the Grand Legacy.
The legacy have something to do with building a team that can take on the nuke?
I tried settling this in an easier and more direct way. But as you can see, here I am, confronting you. I failed. Can't ever go against the script.
I think at a certain extent you start writing your own destiny.
The so-called impossible is merely something that has yet to happen. That's it. Before we split,
We
can
just
I
split.
ask you one more thing? Is there anything else in your script about me? I'd like to know what kind of footnote I get to leave.
Ooh, the red text again.
Future foreseen by destiny.
Unfortunately, not a thing came up.
I knew it.
Like she doesn't even exist.
Hang on.
Oh?
I don't.
You don't what?
Don't. What?
Your first question was, do you still have dreams about everyone who died because of you?
But people have died because of
I
Sam?
don't. Never have.
Or maybe Sam doesn't dream.
I was born without the ability to dream. I live for this cold, harsh reality. For a little light. And to burn. To keep on burning.
But here you are inside the dreamscape.
Until I turn to ash.
A lot of people seem to be operating on the, not conclusion, but on the supposition, I guess, that they're going to keep going until they burn out or become nothing.
So, I really envy you.
Is that so?
That was a bit late.
Then you're already
Might be
living in the working world.
machine. I expected her to leap away. Oh, interesting stuff, and they're keeping the mysteries hidden. At least for the start. Acheron seems to know who Sam is. And there are wheels within wheels. Turning within Pinocchio. It's also interesting that Elio wants the Astral Express looking for the Watchmaker's legacy, and we don't really have a first-person interest in it. And I guess we'll find out more as the story continues. I want to get to a good breaking point though and sign out because it is getting late/early. Present day golden hour.
We heard about Miss Firefly from Black Swan, but we never expected Miss Robin to...
I don't think they're dead. Not really.
I'm sorry that I couldn't be with you then.
You were busy.
Reality cruises on in serenity, while undercurrents bubble up from the dreamscape. Just like that memo keeper said. Stay strong, everyone. We can still do what we can for them. Starting with finding the murderer.
Yeah, we need to know who's behind that. Also, the Gem of Serenity is the one that the Herschel Death had. So it's funny that Welch mentioned Serenity.
Let's recap everything then. The Trailblazer just reminded me of something. March, do you remember what that family rep who negotiated with us said?
Indeed, we trust that the Nameless has nothing to do with this. And we also beg each of you to help assist the family in verifying the identity of the deceased. That's how it was put, in reference to Miss Firefly.
Maybe they don't know about Sunday yet.
Looking back,
or rather,
He seemed
Robin.
a little evasive at the time. And he also failed to mention anything about the earlier murder, too.
The family's planning on covering up all news about Miss Robin's death. If news gets out, Penacony's going to turn into a bloodbath.
Or a panic at the least.
But the murder that followed closely after was obviously beyond their anticipation. The family had to try and turn things to their advantage by bringing in reinforcements from outside. The Charmony Festival is nearly here. They must be snowed under.
So Robin's death happened first and then Fireflies? And again, still the question of whose memory of that is it?
It may also be that Miss Firefly's murder had so many witnesses that it couldn't be covered up. So they went with the flow and let more people on the scene to control the situation. After all, the nature of the two murders is fundamentally different. The family's first protective measure should be against malicious actors among the guests, such as that IPC envoy.
Yeah, we don't know about Aventurine. Octagon is on guard against Acheron.
Indeed. He was particularly concerned about that Galaxy Ranger.
Are we missing the forest for the trees here? I always felt that Aventurine's reasons for accusing Miss Acheron were highly subtle. Can we believe him?
I don't believe a word that comes out of his
At
mouth.
this point, I'm afraid the only ones we can trust are ourselves.
Look, let's try to gather intel first and then list all the possible outcomes we can. Then we go through them, eliminating contradictions one by one. The fewer facts remaining, the closer we are to the truth.
Agreed.
I've still got this sense of foreboding. It's like we're stuck in a whirlpool, spinning around that legacy even after everything that's happened.
This time we're playing the role of a real detective. But before we start, what are we going to say to the family and Aventurine?
As I see things, the family harbors no ill will towards the Astral Express. If they didn't trust the crew, they wouldn't have casually commissioned outsiders to investigate a case that's, in all likelihood, a scandal. Plus, this is the family's turf. Teaming up with them should make things easier for us in the future. As for that Aventurine, well, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
He's complex. He deliberately slow-played his hand during negotiations while running circles around us all the while. He appealed convincingly to both reason and emotion. It wasn't forced, but the intent was obvious. Still, it's good to have contacts among all this uncertainty. Aventurine showed his skills, and as far as our interests are aligned, he can become a reliable ally.
And when they're not aligned,
We also need to keep a certain distance from the family. Never let them get too close. Teaming up with the IPC helps balance that out. If either side makes a move, we have the option to pull out.
So, you suggest accepting Aventurine's proposal to team up?
Yes. It's risky, but we can only wait until both sides have played their cards before making any further judgments.
I
about
get why.
investigating independently.
There's a whole lot of bad guys and girls around here.
Girls.
And I'm worried about getting stabbed in the back. She's been bullied a few times now, and I can't stand it anymore.
Okay, March. Let's focus on the big picture for now. I got a lot out of him too, or it's cool. You can bully me and whenever.
You're like a broken record. Forget about it. Just let me keep an eye on him. If that doesn't work, we can just turn the tables and use him instead.
Then, could you please reply to Aventurine? Everyone, take this time to put together your thoughts.
Working yet? Always open to pull for your game account? Yeesh. We'll collaborate. Decided to accept your request for collaboration. Wonderful, your response came faster than I expected. From now on, we'll be in this together. Here's a small something for our upcoming partnership. That's it. A lot of money. Bro, you should be prudent with your money. But I'll take them all just this one time. Oops, I pressed send too early. Here's a little extra. And family is going to sweep Robin's case under the rug for as long as they can, so her case is only secret between us. Other case depends on what excuses they have prepared for you guys. Take my leave for now, and I look forward to outstanding performance from you guys. We didn't really have a choice.
Aventurine is happy with this outcome. Let's tell everyone about it.
I want to break here in order to get ready for bed and everything else. So I do hope that you enjoyed. Ooh. If you did, you can check out my... they're all moving around, I guess. You can check out my YouTube channel, like, comment below with your top, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications. And also please check out my Twitch channel and drop me a follow if you like. You'll also get notifications from that. So thanks again for watching. Until the next stream, video, whatever. Please do stay safe. Safe. And remember to be excellent to one another. I forgot the third thing, but whatever. Hurry.